Hey, it's David Pylon of Pylon Arts and Entertainment. Here again to do some more product reviews. These next couple will probably be a little bit longer if you've seen some of the previous videos, so I'm going to go into a little bit more in depth on some things. So I'm not really sure if to qualify this as a product or a service, because I'm going to talk about the 23andMe genetic testing. So I did that 2 or 3 years ago now. I can't really remember. Whenever they had it on sale during one of their Black Friday deals. Now some words of warning on that. There are a couple different genetic testing sites out there. That's one of the most famous, most popular. The biggest issue I see with it is that once you do it, basically your genetic information is out there. The government can get access to that. If you're familiar with the case of the Golden State Killer from out there in California, also known as the original Night Stalker, that was an unsolved case of a man who committed multiple sexual assaults and murders and robberies that went unsolved for decades, and they had a $50,000 reward and multiple leads, but they couldn't get anything verifiable. And how they finally caught him was that one of his family members or relatives took one of these tests from one of these websites, and so the FBI basically had access to their DNA, and they could see, okay, well, this is a partial match on the sample that we have from one of his crimes that he committed, so we're going to go talk to that person and ask them who their family and relatives are, and then see if any of those people match our profile of who he is. And then they got a warrant to go, search that guy's trash, and got another DNA sample, and they're like, yeah, that's a match. So they went and arrested him, and so that's why he's in prison now. So basically, you take these tests, your information is out there, the government can use it, corporations also use it, but they don't have your specific personal data. They just have large batches of people's information as far as how their genetics affects how they interact with different products. So that way they can better tailor what they're doing, basically. Which that's good in a way, in a sense. It's just something that I think a lot of people would be a little bit uncomfortable with if they knew more about all of how that works. I have been told there are ways that you can go about getting back some of your information and data out of the system, but it looks like it's a little bit of a process there, and I personally don't really care too much about all that right now, so I'm not really going to go through the hassle of all that. But yeah, that's basically the biggest concern. There are also some privacy and security concerns, but there's a lot of stuff on the website, 23andMe, and I assume the other ones are similar, where you can go in and customize what other people can or can't see and who can contact you or not. Right now, I've got mine pretty just all open, so a little bit exposed there. But basically, you get this test in the mail. And it's been so long, I can't remember if it was a mouth swab or if it was a spit test, but it's one of those. And you take it and you send it back to them. So now I have your DNA sample, and they test it, and then they look at several different things. So you've got your genetic ancestry report on there. Is the one a lot of people are really interested in, is they want to see what their ethnic makeup is. And you have your Neanderthal testing on there, which mine I found I'm just a big dumb caveman, because I had I had more Neanderthal DNA in me than the majority of the human population. And what else? You got your ancestry, Neanderthal percentage, relatives, which that's a good one to have, especially if you're into genealogy, trying to complete your family tree, which that's something I'm into and have been trying to do. And I had quite a few relatives on there that show up The majority of them don't live where I am, but interestingly, because my family's not originally from where I'm at, there are several distant cousins that showed up in my area, and like coincidentally, I knew a few of them, so that was interesting. And we didn't realize we were related, and so it was like an odd coincidence that we would be, acquaintances or friends in our lives from like families who came from separate areas but had family who lived here at one point. So that is something I was able to confirm going back through looking at our family trees and comparing them. I could see, where they connected. And when you do that, they have options there on the site for the 23andMe where you can say, confirm yes, this person is my relative, because it basically just bases on your genetics. So it could be wrong. Potentially it could be wrong, and it's just you have similar genetics. But you can confirm if they are a family member or relative or whatever, and how accurate it is. And when you do that, their results get more accurate, which is one of my favorite things about it. Is the more people who are on there, and the more information they fill out for themselves, the more accurate their reporting gets. Because that's one of the complaints I see a lot of people say is they go, "Oh, well, we don't really know if this is really all that accurate." When it started out, it might not have been, but like the more time that's gone by, the more accurate the results get. Okay. And then the other thing, and I think personally to me is the most important, best feature on there, is the health reports. And I'm one of the top contributors where they have, you don't have to, they have these voluntary questions where you can say, I have this, my family has this. There's a lot of things that come up that are like, we suspect you might have something like this because of your DNA or genetic background. Is this something you have? And you can answer yes or no and give specifics, and that also makes their testing and their reports more accurate. And it also gives you just like personal insight and some peace of mind if you can go through and see, okay, I don't have genes for this disease or condition or disorder or whatever, and it has like a big long list on there. Like mine says, basically I have poor eyesight, which I already know that. My vision's terrible. Some milk allergy, which I already knew that. And like a couple other things like that, where it's basically like, I know I have this, or my family history has this. Susceptibility to diabetes is one, where it says you have the genes for this. And then everything else it said, like I don't have, like my genes are pretty good, so I was pretty happy about that. Like it's a relief to go, okay, I'm not going to have to worry about this thing most likely. So to me, that's the best feature on there. I also like looking at relatives because, like I said, you have an option that you can turn this on or off. But you have a map that shows where you live and where other people related to you live, and you can look at it and like click on their name and see, like I said, oh I know that person. That's cool. And then contact them, and as an option, if they have the availability to be contacted. And be like, hey, this says we're cousins or whatever. You want to look back in our family tree and confirm that, and we can click confirm. So that's another cool feature. So there's a lot of different options on there to play around with. It is a lot of good information. Like I said at the very beginning, there's the one big concern of having your data out there like that would be the only reason I would think of you wouldn't want to do that. There are different websites and services that offer this service. They do vary in pricing, but they look like they're all around the same level, and it can vary during like sales and discounts and things like that. I've generally seen it's like from around like $150 to $250 in that range, depending on who you're going through and what testing you're getting and if it's on discount or not. So that's something to look into if that's something you can afford and are interested in doing and don't mind having that information out there about yourself. Basically, that's the whole review and summary there. So thanks for watching. Hope you keep tuning in.